Hello, I am Kevina Cassell, and for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be demonstrating giving an IM injection with doctor's orders of 1/2 milliliter of the flu vaccine. Before I begin, I'm going to make sure that I have the correct supplies. So I have my gloves, I have my alcohol pads, my gauze pad, a Band-Aid, I have the flu vaccine, I have the needle that I'll be drawing the vaccine up with, I have the needle that I'll actually be switching this one out for so that I can give the patient the shot with this needle, and my sharps container, which is a shot glass, but we're pretending, so there's plenty of them over here. But anyway, before I begin, I'm going to check the MAR against the medication, and I'm going to make sure that I have orders. I'm going to make sure that I have the right medication that was ordered by the doctor. I'm also going to check the dose of the medication. I'm going to check and make sure that it's the right patient that I'll be administering the medicine to. I'm going to make sure that it's the right time. I'm going to double check the route that the medication is to be given, which for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be giving the vaccine in the deltoid region. And then once I'm done, I'm going to make sure that I have properly documented the fact that I even administered the drug in the MAR. First things first, I'm going to take my medication, and before I draw it up, I'm going to just double check again. You want to double check 3 times and make sure that you are giving the right medication to the right patient. So you want to check it against the MAR at least 3 times. Since it's already open, I'm going to wipe the top off with the alcohol pad. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, I'm going to take the needle that I'll be that I'll be drawing up the vaccine with. I'm going to take the top off. Alright, before I draw the medication out, I'm going to draw up 1/2 milliliter of air because that's the amount of the vaccine that I'll be taking out of the bottle. Okay, so I'm going to insert my needle. I'm going to push the air in, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to take out 1/2 milliliter of the vaccine. Okay. Okay. Normally we would not recap a needle, but for the purposes of this video, I am going to, because I need to use it again. So I'm going to recap the needle carefully so that I don't stick myself. And then I'm going to take the needle out that I used to draw up the medication, and I'm going to replace it with the needle that I'll actually be giving Mr. Orange here a shot with. Alright. So once I've drawn up the medication, I'm going to grab my supplies. Before I do any of that, before I even draw it up, I forgot to mention I'm going to wash my hands. So here's another shot glass. Let's just pretend this is hand sanitizer. And I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to sing my ABCs while I'm washing my hands, rubbing the soap on to make sure that I'm getting it all clean and everything. And then I'm going to rinse them, dry my hands, boom. So now that I'm ready to go into the patient's room, I'm going to make sure I have my gauze, alcohol pad, Band-Aid, and the medication. Okay? Alright. When administering the medication, I want to make sure that since I'm doing it in the deltoid region, I want to make sure that I first put my gloves on. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like midnight. It's been a long work day. I want to make sure I have my gloves on for starters. Alright. Since I'm giving it in the deltoid region, I'm going to use this tip of the orange as the acromion process, right? So I'm going to put the first finger on the acromion process, and I'm going to go down 3 fingers, okay? Right below the 3rd finger is where I'm going to be administering the shot. So now that I know where I'm going to administer it, I have my alcohol pad here. I'm going to swab the area with the alcohol pad, and I'm going to let it dry. Okay? I'm going to take the needle that I'll be giving the patient the shot with, and I'm going to take the top off. Okay? As I said before, it's going to be administered 3 fingers down from the acromion process. So right in, whoops, that space right there. Okay? So when I give the patient the shot, I don't know if you can see it here, but I'm going to pull the skin back, and I'm going to insert the needle. And before I administer, I'm going to aspirate just a little bit to make sure that I don't see any blood. If I do see any blood, then I'm going to take the needle out and start the entire process over, because I have not inserted my needle in the correct location. But because I don't see any blood, I'm going to go ahead and inject the patient with the flu vaccine. Okay, I'm going to take it out. As soon as I take it out, I'm going to dispose of the needle in my sharps container / Hard Rocks shot glass. And I'm going to use my gauze pad, and I'm going to apply it to the area that I injected the vaccine in, okay, just in case there's any blood. And I'm going to dispose of that also in the correct container, which is should be like a red biohazard container. And then I'm going to put a Band-Aid on it. Not a ring on it. I'm going to put a Band-Aid on it. Stuck to my gloves. Alright, once the patient is all bandaged up and the needle is in the sharps container, I'm going to take my gloves off the correct way. I'm going to throw those away. Then I'm going to come back to the MAR, my handy MAR here, and I'm going to document the medication that was given to the patient. I'm going to document the dosage, the route, the time, and once I finish documenting the fact that I gave the patient the medication, I'm going to sign it, put my name on it, the time, date, and all of that. One thing that I did forget to mention, before I give the shot, when I enter the patient's room, I'm going to make sure that I have the right patient by asking them their name and their date of birth. And I'm also going to check to make sure that they don't have any allergies, especially with the flu vaccine. I'm going to make sure that they don't have any egg allergies and have never had a reaction to the flu vaccine before I actually administer it. Yeah, after I document everything, the patient is good to go. Thanks.